All right, listen up here, Thrive Nation. This is going to be a weapon of mass instruction. We've teamed up with the good folks at Fox News, that's Fox News, and Pastor Brian Gibson, my longtime client from his church. He has a campus in Amarillo, Texas. He has one in Owensboro, Kentucky. And what we are doing right now is we have decided to start a movement to Peaceably Gather. Peaceablygather.com. That's the website, peaceablygather.com. And what we are doing is we are getting all of the churches in America to open up simultaneously. So far, 3,800 churches have opened, folks. 3,800 churches have reopened. Just do a Google search right now. Just search for this right now. Type in 3,000 California churches vow to reopen, and you will see the story. Or you can do a Google search right now for local. I'm going to type it in here. It's a local pastor churches reopen and Fox, and you'll find it. This is up on Fox News right now, folks. This pastor, the article's called, the story's called, "This Pastor Urges Churches Nationwide to Reopen in Defiance of Governors." Check out the story, read it, understand it, and then once you get to a place where you're ready to hop on board, I encourage you to push your pastor. Push your pastors to get out there and to open those churches now. We have to stand up for our First Amendment rights to peaceably assemble. And many people are jumping on board and getting involved as volunteers to dial and smile and to call every church on the planet to encourage their local pastor to reopen their church. And so Pastor Brian organized a conference call for me to instruct and educate his team of volunteers on how to make these calls. And remember, when you're making the calls, there's no pay. The hours are long, so the pay is terrible. The hours are long, but the one thing we win is we get our freedom back. Folks, we have to organize together. We have to galvanize together. We have to get every single church in America to peaceably gather today.
It's time for every pastor, every rabbi, every Muslim leader, every religious leader to exercise their First Amendment rights. Come on, let the lion inside you begin to roar and take your people back into the houses of worship.
As congregations across the country face gathering restrictions, one Kentucky pastor is issuing a call to action, encouraging faith leaders to open churches nationwide this morning in support of religious freedom. Here with more on the mission is his church pastor, Brian Gibson. Brian, thank you so much for joining us this morning. You do know you're in Kentucky, and a lot of states are under restrictions for Sunday services. You're saying everybody at once in support of religious freedom, let's go to church. Talk to us about that call.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me here today, Pete. But we saw whenever the coronavirus first hit the nation, we were all willing to play ball. We thought, hey, this could be the Black Plague. You heard stats as high as 5% death loss. So responsible pastors across the nation took their congregations online, as well did I. And so we've worshiped that way almost 8 weeks now. And we noticed as the stats didn't come to pass, thank God we didn't have the kind of death loss we thought we would. And I'm thankful for that. Restrictions eased up on everyone around us, but we couldn't do business as normal as the church. I even organized a drive-through Easter egg handout with kids. The masks were on my people, gloves were on my people. The eggs have been packed and sterilized for 5 days. The health department shut us down. And we're looking across the road at the fast food places handing out French fries. Mm-hmm. The liquor stores are serving their patrons, but the church is the bad guy. And so it's time for us to stand up for our First Amendment rights. We have religious freedom in this nation, and we're not going to lay that down on our watch.
So you're calling for civil disobedience in some places where it's not allowed, saying, hey, if we all move at once into these essential businesses, these houses of worship, government can't stop that.
Yes, sir. We have a right to peaceably assemble. That's why our website is peaceablygather.com. And any religious leader that wants to be a part of this movement, I want them to jump on peaceablygather.com. We want to be smart. We want to be safe. We want to be caring. We have all sorts of precautions put together. Extra sterilization. We're taking care of everything. But we want to know that our religious freedom isn't going to die with us. I believe that every day a church is closed, a bit of liberty dies. So we need some people to stand up and roar. There's a time to be quiet, a time to be the lamb, but today is the day to be the lion. And I'm watching them across the nation. We have about, 130 signed up online. We've confirmed 100, but I know next week hundreds of more are coming online. I know there's a movement right now in California, and I want to tell those guys this week, the people in our movement are going to be praying and fasting for them. Thousands of churches in California. We're getting calls from Illinois. We've got churches with us from Illinois. I've got my friends, King's Cathedral and chapels around the nation. They're coming with us. I really believe a momentum's starting right now.
And all God's people said, amen. Pastor, thank you so much for leading the fight on this. Good luck. Keep us posted, please.
Hey, it's an honor. God bless.
Thank you.
I'm here.
Are you there, sir?
Yes, I'm here. Hello, everybody.
Okay, sir, I'm gonna
Hello. Okay, guys, we're going to save America today, and I'm going to walk you through how we're going to do it. And so what we all have to do is we have to write down, if you're taking notes, you are a weapon of mass instruction. That's what you are, okay? So with the intensity of a weapon, we're going to call every church in Michigan. By the way, I have already convinced one church in Michigan to open up today. One already, all right? So the script, does everybody have the script? Does everybody have the script in front of you?
Yes.
Okay, so Jordan, I'm going to pretend that I'm calling you. So I'm going to be the caller, right? And you are going to be the pastor, okay? You got it?
Yes, sir.
But before I can get to the pastor, I have to talk to the gatekeeper. So in a weird way, you're going to have to be the gatekeeper, and then you're going to go get the pastor, who's also you, okay? So here we go. So I'm going to call. Boop, 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 boop. Hello, is the pastor there?
Yes, sir. I can connect you with him. We can see if he's available right now. Can I put you on hold just for 1 minute?
Well, I'm actually with Peaceably Gather, the movement of 3,000 plus churches from coast to coast that's been featured on Fox and CBN and Washington Times, and it's really urgent.
Oh, wow. Okay. That kind of sounds important, but we still want to make sure that pastor's available.
Got it.
Can I put you on hold just for 1 second?
Absolutely, and it'll only take 5 minutes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, just 1 second.
Great.
After the hold, some pretty cool music. What do you like, Prince? There you go.
Purple rain.
All right, I'm back.
Purple.
Hey, pastor seems to be interested, and I would like to connect you now. Would you hold just for 1 second?
Absolutely. Purple rain, purple. Oh, sorry, I love the on-hold music. How are you, Pastor?
I'm doing great. Is this Clay?
Yes, this is Clay Clark. I'm with the Peaceably Gather, the movement of 3,000 plus churches from coast to coast. It's been featured on Fox and CBN and Washington Times. Are you familiar with us, sir?
I haven't heard of it quite yet, but I don't stay up to date in the news.
Okay, that's probably good for your mental health. Well, hey, I wanted to send you a quick video about the reopening of churches that you could check out. What's your email address?
Oh, that's great, sir. Yeah, Jordan K at hischurch.cc.
Okay, great. I'm going to send that to you now. And the co-founder of the movement, Clay Clark, would like to speak with you to answer any of your questions. What is your phone number? And what's your phone number? I'll make sure I text you Clay's number.
Okay, great. Yeah, it's 270-302-3204.
Okay.
Do you know if this is when he's going to call, or is it?
Well, what you'll do is after you watch the video, if you want to learn more, just text Clay. So you're going to prompt the conversation.
Oh, okay.
Cool, and he'll talk to you personally.
Send it over to me. I'll check it out.
Great. Well, I appreciate you, and I want to encourage you that the media momentum has shifted, and we will be open again soon and very soon.
That sounds great, sir. I agree with you there.
Hey, take care, brother.
Yes, sir.
And that's it, guys. That is the call, okay? And I'm going to record this call, and I'm going to edit it in just a second. So anybody who needs to make calls, Jordan, you can have a recording of that role play, and you can then that way you can play audio of the call so that they know how it should sound, okay?
That sounds great, sir. Thank you very, very much.
Yep, and I'm going to add it to this call script, so you'll have that. And on this call script, there's a list of all the churches in Michigan, and you guys want to dial and smile and call them all. Just literally call them all till they cry, buy, or die. If somebody says something mean to you, last night, one guy, everybody I talked to was very positive, but one guy called me an anti-vaxxer and said that I'm putting people at risk, and he just went off, and that was awesome. And I said, well, you know what, sir? I hope that I'm wrong, but I'll see you. Bye. Boom. You know what I mean? We just keep going. You know what I mean? So sure. we just keep going, but don't be discouraged at all. And if anybody's negative, just pray for them mentally and keep going, okay? Because you're going to get some hate, you're going to get some love, but we got to make those calls. Boom, 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 boom.
Yes, sir.
Any questions? Any questions? Do we have any questions about this?
No.
Okay, that's my cell phone number, guys, on there. I put my cell phone number on here, and I'll highlight it in green. If you have anything at all you need, call me, text me, whatever. Last night I was making calls all day yesterday, and we've got about 3,800 churches now that have committed to opening from coast to coast. Is everyone aware of that? Do we all know that?
That's awesome.
Yeah, let me put a link here real quick to the I'll put it at the top of the script here. California. Again, Pastor Brian, I told him, I said, when we do this, it is going to just be a game changer. And this was, let me see here. This would be, let me see. I'm going to put the link to it real quick. 1 second, guys. Okay. All right, here we go. I'm putting a link right here, guys, at the top of the document. Boom. There it is. So everybody can click on that real quick.
Thank you.
And California, guys. That's huge. Huge. Big. You guys are making a huge difference, okay? We got to get it going. We got to get to 10,000 churches. 10,000 churches, and we can do it today, okay? Everybody feel good?
Yes, sir.
Now, on the actual churches in Michigan document, okay, we're going to call this the call list. We're calling it the call list. I'm down here typing, and I'm going to make this in red, the call list. Data integrity is super important. So when you're calling, we got to be accurate, okay? So now everybody pull up that call list if you can. Can everybody pull that up?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're in there?
I can't see anything, so I don't know where to go. Maybe I'm just not.
Okay.
We'll share this with you guys, okay?
Okay,
You guys.
Okay, cool.
So mark it green if you've spoken to a pastor and the email's been sent, mark it green. If the pastor says, never call me again, or something else, kind of Christian cussing, make it red, but don't take notes, okay? I don't need notes, so I'm going to go talk to Daisy over here because I don't need notes. I just need red is no, green, yes, white, we haven't reached them yet. Cool? No notes.
That sounds great.
I do not want notes because I will not look at the notes.
You got it.
Cool?
You want colors.
Yep. So everybody feel good? Any other questions that are out there?
I think we're good, Mr. Clay.
Okay, guys, I'm a text away if you need me at all. This is my number one priority. Let's go do it. And you guys, I'm telling you, you guys were called to do this. And I have one video that I wanted to share with you. And if you guys could all watch this, I made this video with our team to encourage myself. And if before you make calls, if everybody could watch this video, because we're being called by God to do this, watch that video, okay? And call me if you have any questions.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you very much, Mr. Clay.
3, 2, 1, boom!
Power of one. Power of one. So I want you to understand that whenever God gets ready to do anything, he does it with the power of one. Does it with the power of one. I want to talk about the power of one. Because you are one. And everything starts not with the board, not with the committee, not with the votes. Everything starts with one. The power of change begins with one. Whether it is one Nelson Mandela, or whether it is one woman who decides to sit down on a bus, or whether it is one person that decides we should be able to fly, or whether it is one person that invents a telephone, it starts with one. You have to decide, first of all, this morning, if you're going to be the one. Or are you going to be the person who's always waiting on someone? Whenever the enemy knows that the one is coming, he always sets traps to stop them from succeeding because they're the one. Whenever the enemy knows that the one is coming, he always sets traps to stop them from succeeding because they're the one. Always on the hit list because they're the one. I want to talk to some people that have been up under crazy attack. Attack that blindsided you. Attack that came out of nowhere. Attack on another level that doesn't even line up with your situation. I want you to understand what the enemy understands about you is that you are the one. And to him whom much is given, much is required. And so the text starts out talking about Abraham because Abraham is the one. And Abraham had to move out from his country and away from his kindred because he was the one. So he was a misfit because he was the one. So he had to live in isolation and separation because he was the one. So he probably was lonely because he was the one. And it took a long time for it to materialize his significance because he was the one. And so he was traveling nomadically as a misfit from place to place, never fitting in with any group. No group would take him because he was the one. And so I'm talking to some people who have always been a little isolated, never been accepted, never been a part of the crowd. It always happens because you are the one. I'm the one. You're probably not gonna like me because I'm the one. I'm a little strange. I'm the one. I don't fit in. I don't say yes when I mean no. I don't roll over without a fight because I am the one. I understand that I am the one. I am willing to be controversial because I am the one. I don't roll over without a fight because I am the one. So you'll stop begging for people to come into agreement with you. So you'll start doing polls and census and trying to get everybody to come into consensus with your vision. You won't need nobody to say amen when you preach because you already know that you got heaven saying amen. You already know that you got heaven saying amen. Power one. I know what it is to work 40 hours a week and put my whole check in the church to keep it going. I know what it is to have my lights off and my water off and my gas off. And I thought to myself, if you ever get up on your feet, if you ever stand straight up with all your utilities on at the same time, if you ever get where you can go to the grocery store without a calculator, if you ever get to the point that you ain't got a pocket full of coupons, all your troubles will be over. All your troubles will be over. Well, let me tell you something. That's wrong. Because you just go to fighting from this level to fighting on that level. The fight will always continue. Big church, little church, lots of money, no money. Big crowd, no crowd. There's always something that fights you back. There's always something that fights you back. Because strength is developed through resistance. Strength is developed through resistance. Stop crying about what you're going through. If it ain't this, it's gonna be that. So I use the strength from the struggle I had against the struggle I have right now. That's why the Bible said it was good for me that I was afflicted. That's why the devil can't chase me out of town because of no fight. I cut my teeth on a fight. You just gotta make up your mind that fighting is normal. You just gotta make up your mind that fighting is normal. This is your moment. Let me tell you how I always know I'm about to have a moment. Whenever I'm about to have a moment, I always have an attack. Some kind of struggle breaks out in my life. Can I get a witness? Can I get a witness? You have to change what you value. You have to change what you value. Which means you gotta have something that we are not good at. Delayed gratification. Hungry, you ain't gonna die. Hunger is temporary discomfort. We are wrestling between temporary discomfort and long-term benefit. Never make a permanent decision over a temporary condition. The reason this message is important is because you're right on the cusp of something, and your values are gonna make a difference. Because your values are going to determine your choices. And if you value the right thing, you will suffer for it. You will wait for it. You will endure for it. You will sacrifice for it. You will know that the long-term benefit outweighs the immediate gratification.